everyone. My name is Daniel Labogaber. This is Brady Jackson, Andrew Molesky, and Katri Poe, and we are professional branding and marketing services. This is our analytical business presentation. Our client for this presentation is Alex Duck, who is the business owner of Santa Monica Studios, which is it's a studio located in Austin, a music studio located in Austin. Right now, the problem of Santa Monica Studios is that they have a limited social media presence and a minimal potential for customers to find information about this studio. So their mission is to improve their social media strategy. The purpose of this presentation is to describe a consulting project for Santa Monica Studios regarding the improvement of their brand through social media. And so this presentation will begin with a summary of the primary research presented by Brady Jackson. Then we will follow up with a summary of the secondary research that will be presented by Andrew Molesky. And then a list of findings that will be presented by both Andrew Molesky and Brady Jackson. And last but not least, a list of recommendations that will be presented by Katri Poe. So now I'm going to hand it over to Brady Jackson.
Thanks, Daniel. As you said, my name is Brady Jackson, and I'll be talking about primary research, data collection, and analysis. So starting off with the survey creation process, we began collaboratively. We came up with all the questions together, working as four. And then we did a small group peer review feedback where classmates took the survey and we received feedback and made changes. Then we sent it off to Michelle, got feedback and made more changes. And then finally we sent it off for client approval and distribution. So our target audience for our survey was a little bit different. We thought that it was very important that people only take the survey if they were musicians in the Austin area. The downside of that was that this made getting a sufficient number of responses a lot more difficult than we thought. But we ended up getting there with about 6 hours to spare, I think. So it all worked out. Distribution-wise, we did it fully online. We distributed the survey through email lists, social media, asked friends to take it. I know I had a lot of friends who asked me to stop sending them surveys. So. Overall, we received 382 responses, and out of those, 349 were valid. We decided that if even one question was incomplete, then we just threw out the survey because we used Qualtrics and they did that automatically for us, which made it a lot simpler. And we had enough responses anyway that we had a very high confidence level, so it didn't matter if we threw a few more out. So now for analysis, we decided to measure significance as any question with 70% or more as a single result. And we saw high significance regarding social media usage, which means Facebook, as everyone's already talked about, important attributes of studios whenever people are searching for a different one, and surprisingly a preference to local studios here in the Austin area. We used these findings to guide and direct our secondary research, which Andrew will now talk about.
Awesome. You guys sick of hearing about Facebook yet?
No.
I'm sick of hearing about it all the time. Anyway. So, what I did for the secondary research and what we all did is I kind of took a look at outside marketing research in regards to branding and what Facebook does as a vehicle to kind of cultivate your brand. So, what Facebook does that's great is you can take a look on your insights page on a page. You can go to your insights and it'll tell you daily how many likes you got. You can see on your post people liked it. We have reacts now, so people can angry react if they don't like what you said. You can do something as simple as typing in your business name into Facebook. You can see public and private posts, and you can see what people are saying about your business. You can see if people hate your business, if they see that you did something recently that is not cool, basically stuff like that. So you can definitely see significant interaction with posts that included rates, phone number, and recent samples, which I'll get to in my next slide, where you have a post where you can either boost it if you want to, where you put $5, or you can put $100 into it, which you can tell because posts will have either 50 likes or 500 likes, and those 500 likes are people from the UK, people that don't matter. So sometimes Facebook ad targeting is a little odd, but if you do it the right way, you can definitely target it to people in Austin and people who matter that can actually spend money in your business. So back to Brady real quick.
So now I'll be talking really briefly about our primary research findings. So overall, we found that some of the things that were most important to musicians in the Austin area were an official Facebook page, a list of pricing, original content, and social media responsiveness. And I'll go more into detail about what exactly that means later on. So here's some of the visuals. We only chose the 3 that we felt most influenced our direction with our recommendations. So the first one was the social media platform. I'm not going to go too in depth on that because we've talked about it to death, but the most important thing is that 52% of people said Facebook was the first place they would look for new music studios, which we thought was a little strange, but maybe not all that surprising. YouTube coming in at second was more surprising to us over Twitter and Instagram. So this question, as you can see, 71% of respondents said that a detailed list of pricing is the most important. And we included this because later on in the report and in the ABR, we've included an example of a list of pricing, which we think works really well for a music studio on your website. And then finally, this question shows that an overwhelming majority of respondents to our survey prefer local studios. This means that Santa Monica studios can easily promote the fact that they're a small, Austin-based studio, and it will increase customer interest overall. Now I'm going to hand it off to Andrew, who will be talking about secondary research findings.
Cool, so I took some findings and market research from market experts on a couple of different websites. I cited the resources at the end. But here I thought what stood out the most, and I think it was mentioned in another report, that 97% of the group sampled said that their digital experience influenced their decision whether or not to purchase a product or service. I mean, on the surface that's huge. I mean, that's almost the entire group. Is influenced by your how you carry yourself on social media, so it's obviously very important. As I mentioned before, comments made online, you can even review on the Facebook page. Going further to say that a lot of companies don't even have a website, they just use Facebook as their main company profile. So I also took some research here. It says online mediums enable musicians to release music they record in their own home studios. Case in point, Santa Monica Studios. So what this is people who create studios in their home, or they don't have a lot of capital to start off with. Social media gives them the perfect vehicle to showcase their studio, their recent works, what bands they've recorded in the past, testimonials from people. And that's huge for smaller studios that are out of people's homes, like small warehouse spaces. So the last part of my secondary research findings was I looked up a studio called Spitshine Studios, which is a very small studio located behind Little Longhorn Saloon on Burnett Road. Excuse me. So what I kind of did is I took a look at the post that he does, and he also has a website, but I took a look at his Facebook. So this is on his website. It's just an easy, very short, brief breakdown of his prices. So you can see he's got it separated between per hour or $280 for an 8-hour block. Cut and dry. It's also on the Facebook as well. Going on, this is just a sample from SoundCloud that he has on his website and Facebook that he embeds with certain posts. So easy enough. All you have to do, just click play. You can hear rap, R&B, full band, singer-songwriter. So it's really easy to see his recent works. I mean, it takes 2 seconds just to click play. And so that's a really easy way for people to kind of hear what you've done and if they want to make a decision based upon that. So here's Cass.
Hi, my name's Cassidy, and for our recommendations, after collecting and analyzing data from primary and secondary research, the following recommendations are offered in an effort to improve the branding of the organization locally through the use of social media platforms. The first and most important recommendation that we have came up with is for Santa Monica Studios to create a website page that includes these aspects listed up on the board. We talked about a detailed list of pricing and photos and things like that. And by including these aspects, the management of Santa Monica Studios will be able to reduce the amount of questions received from customers while simultaneously improving the image of the organization. The second recommendation that we have is to emphasize that Santa Monica Studios is located in Austin, that it's local. Because I feel like in Austin, it's but like local things, local businesses here. A lot of startup, different companies I feel like have started here. And I think it's crucial that anyone looking at social media of Santa Monica Studios knows that it's an Austin-based music studio, because Santa Monica, if you look up, you know, you're going to get a lot of things in California, like Santa Monica Yoga Studio or something like that. But so that would be definitely important to have that, and with the social media, just to again emphasize that it is here in Austin. And the Instagram page is at Santa Monica Studios ATX, which we thought was great, and a name that could you know, go with Facebook or different social media ways, just to use that with the ATX at the end. And our third recommendation was to create an official Facebook page, Yelp page. Yelp can be really, really helpful. And then update the Instagram, the current Instagram page more regularly. And by doing this, I'm sorry, I just lost. By having a website, which there isn't currently, or on Facebook, to provide the phone number, the link to the website that could take a potential customer to the website from the Facebook. So to have that, these different social media platforms, then to direct people to the actual website, or even list certain things about the studio on there that would attract them to then go to the website.
So in conclusion, and just to recap what we discussed in this presentation, we covered the main purpose of the project. We also covered the primary and secondary research, followed by data analysis and a list of findings and recommendations. And just our main recommendation for Santa Monica Studios is the creation of a website where it includes a list of pricings, graphics, photos, and samples of what that have been recorded in the studio. And that would be all. Thank you very much for listening. Do you have any questions?
I had a statement / question. In case you weren't aware of what's going on here, is two of the people in this room own their own businesses. So Alex, when these people went through and showed me that you were missing a Facebook page, is that true?
I actually have a reason for this.
Okay.
So as of right now, so a lot of the artists we work with currently, actually like pretty higher profile out of town artists sometimes, which is also the reason why we don't have like a public address, because it is at home too, so we don't have an address.
So it was
it's
purposefully
not
done.
a public. It's so a lot of the time, a lot of especially stuff we've been doing lately, discretion with
Right,
the artist is
right.
important as well. So we've been kind of trying to figure out how we want to brand Santa Monica Studios as it's still kind of like a not a exclusive place, but kind of an exclusive brand.
But you can do that, right? I mean, you
Right.
can still brand yourself and
Right.
still use discretion with who it is that you let people
Right.
More so an
know.
underground vibe.
Right?
Yeah. So like.
And I do have to say, the one thing that I really liked, and I think is something that you should consider, because we had a chat about this at the beginning
The
of
name change.
life.
We're actually going through.
Santa Monica ATX, I really like.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And actually, that's we kind of already just started doing that as well
Okay.
for the presentation. And also, I had a question about what were your recommendations for like the kind of price points? Because we kind of have an idea of what we kind of do now, but I was wondering what specifically, like pricing wise, you guys had in mind. So I know Spitch, we've actually done work with Spitch Time too, and he does a lot of just like hourly block rates, but I don't know.
I mean, you have that 8-hour block rate, I think. I mean, I don't know, it always depends, right? Like you want musicians to go